The Slave and the Philosopher, based on the early life of Epictetus. In the heart of ancient Rome, among marble temples and towering palaces, there lived a slave named Epictetus, a powerful man, once a freedman of Emperor Nero, now wealthy beyond measure. But this is not his story. It is the story of a boy he owned, a lame, quiet slave with sharp eyes and a broken leg that never healed properly. His name was Epictetus. He lived in a corner of the villa, away from the light, fetching scrolls, sweeping courtyards, and enduring the blows of his master's outbursts. Pain was his first language. Silence was his shield. Other slaves mocked him, not just for his limp, but for the fact that even when punished, he never cried out. One day, a guest visited Epictetus, a philosopher named Musonius Rufus, known in Rome as the Roman Socrates. He taught Stoicism, the philosophy of self-mastery and virtue. As the two men drank wine in the atrium, Epictetus listened from behind a column. "What disturbs us," Rufus said, "is not what happens, but our opinion of what happens." Those words struck the boy like lightning. Not the blow from a cane, not the pain in his leg, just opinion. That night, Epictetus lay on his straw mat and repeated the phrase until it sank into his bones. From then on, he listened to every word Rufus spoke during his visits. When other slaves mocked him, he observed their anger, but felt no sting. When his master shouted, Epictetus bowed, not from submission, but from understanding. A man who screams is simply at war with himself. One day, Epictetus, in a fury, kicked over a table. His eyes landed on Epictetus. "Come here, limper." The boy obeyed. The master grabbed his leg and twisted it. Epictetus winced, but said nothing. "Speak, slave," and Epictetus replied calmly, "If you continue, you'll break it." Epictetus twisted harder. There was a snap, and Epictetus only said, "I told you." The master laughed, unnerved. The boy was either mad or something greater. That night, as Epictetus stared at the ceiling in pain, he whispered, "My body is broken, but my will remains free." Eventually, through persistence and quiet study, he earned the right to attend Musonius Rufus's lectures in the city. While others wore fine tunics and sipped wine, Epictetus came limping through the back gate, barefoot and dressed in rags. When asked where he lived, he said, "Nowhere." When asked what he owned, he said, "Nothing except myself." Years passed. One day a decree came from Emperor Domitian. All philosophers were to be banished from Rome. Stoicism, with its dangerous ideas of inner freedom and virtue, threatened imperial control. Epictetus was no longer a slave, but he was now homeless again. Yet he smiled. "You can exile a man from Rome," he said, "but not from reason." He traveled to Nicopolis, a distant town in the north of Greece. There, with nothing but a staff, a blanket, and his mind, he began teaching others. He did not charge gold. He did not seek fame. He welcomed all, soldiers, senators, merchants, even other slaves. One student once asked, "How can you be happy owning nothing?" Epictetus smiled, "Because I own my judgment, and that is all a man ever truly needs." His teachings spread like fire, not because he promised wealth or success, but because he taught that no tyrant, no pain, no loss could ever touch your soul unless you allowed it. Years later, a Roman noble named Arrian came to study under him. Arrian began recording everything Epictetus said, preserving it for generations. From those lessons came words that would outlive emperors. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. And the most powerful of all, you may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus can conquer my will. Stoic lesson. Epictetus's life is proof that even a man born in chains can live freer than a king. He endured cruelty not by force, but by mastering his perception. He was poor but rich in virtue, crippled but unbroken, enslaved but never internally defeated. The Stoic path does not promise ease, it promises clarity. It says, you don't control the world, but you control your response. Pain is real, but suffering is optional. Freedom isn't granted. It's claimed by the soul that chooses reason over reaction.